morning, friends. Today I'm going to be getting up to some plant chores. I've made a list, actually, of some things that I definitely need to get done in today's video, and I figured it'd be fun to do them together as usual. So like grab some plant chores for yourself, or like a craft or a beverage, and just like chill, because this is probably going to be a bit of a long one. But before we get into all of that, I want to say, if you're new here and you don't know me already, hi, my name is Emma and I make houseplanty content all over the internet. So if you want to follow along with my houseplanty journey and maybe learn something along the way, stick around, watch some more of my videos, and subscribe to my channel. If you are not new here, welcome back. I really appreciate you returning. Now let us talk about some plant chores. So first off, I absolutely need to frickin' nematode. I use beneficial nematodes for fungus gnats. I've been noticing this time of year is always a really big fungus gnat time for me, and it's probably been about 6 months since I've done them. It's time to do them again because they've been annoying me so much more than usual. That's kind of how I like indicate when I need to do my nematodes. So I actually have some in the fridge that I need to take out and warm up before we can do that. I have a bunch of plant supplies as well that I can unbox, a little like plant supplies unboxing haul. As you can see here, I've moved some plants back into the bedroom, which is really exciting. It means like things are just a bit more like evenly spaced throughout life, because Cosmo's no longer like stuck in the bedroom. He has full free reign of the house, so it doesn't really matter if there's like toxic plants in different places, because he just has access to the whole place at the whole time. So like, and the office has just gotten so full with all of my like big multiple plants, so I did move some of them back here, but I want to move my glorious back as well because I've missed it in this spot, so we can do a bit of a rearrange there. I also desperately need to move my euphorbias because they are literally touching the ceiling. They're on the top shelf of my Vitcho in the office, and they can't, there's no more room for them to grow there, and so I need to move them. And then also, sad news, I found spider mites in my cabinet. Really freaking annoying. I was literally walking around figuring out what I wanted to do today, and I found spider mites on my variegated Plummonii, that's the word. So I definitely need to wipe that one down, and I might go through a lot of the other plants in the top of my cabinet as well, just as a precaution, because I feel like better safe than sorry on that front. So those are the main things I've written down to do today. It's very possible that we will get into some other random stuff. Maybe I'll need to do a repot or whatever if I find something that needs that, and we'll just do all of it together, because like, why not? It's fun. So I suppose the first thing that I need to do is get the nematodes out of the fridge. So let's do that. You're in my fridge. So I've got some nematodes here from Ladybird Plant Care. Oh, is that upside down? They're the people that I normally get all of my sort of predatory mites from and beneficial stuff. And I actually got 2 sachets because sometimes it takes 1 or 2 times for the nematodes to like get all the fungus gnats. It's like a multi-pronged thing. I'll also link my how to do nematodes video down below in the description, because I'm not going to go through like step by step and like talk about it in full detail, but there is that if you want more information on those. But I got 2 sachets. 1 sachet is typically enough for me to do my entire collection, so that's good. I'm gonna leave the other sachet in the fridge in order to keep it fresh until I want to use it in maybe like a couple weeks time, just to do my like second round then. And then also I probably need these directions still, because I don't have this memorized or whatever. So anyways, these are out of the fridge now. Fabulous. And I'm gonna leave them to warm up like 30 minutes or so, maybe an hour, just to get to like room temperature. And I figure while we do that, we can unbox the absolute ton of plant supplies. I've been like hoarding packages for the past like couple weeks because none of this is like pressing stuff. They're just kind of like re-ups on plant supplies that I wanted. So I figure we can go through them together and just like unbox them and have a good time. First up, I have a package from Amazon, and oh my goodness. Okay, so part of the reason I got this was because I saw that they make small bags of Fluval Stratum now. So this was actually quite inexpensive for what it was. And I mean, basically my patrons and Planting Ashley and like everyone I speak to still bangs on about Fluval, and I know I've not had great success with it, but I've been hesitant to buy like a good amount because it's so freaking expensive. And you needed to buy like a whole big bag of it, and if I'm not sold, I don't want to have a huge bag of this like substrate that I'm not a fan of. So now that they have a smaller pack, I decided to get that instead and try it out, which, I mean, hopefully it'll be good, and my plants will like it. I've specifically heard alocasia corms do really well in this, as well as Hoyas. Don't know about that one. Maybe we'll try that. I'm nervous about it. I also got some chunky, oh my god, I only got a liter of this because why not? But I got some chunky perlite. Look at this stuff. How fun is that? It is so thick. Basically, I saw some people, or like I've been given plants before with chunky perlite in it, and something about it just like makes me happy. I just love how big it is. I should probably get some like normal perlite as well, but I really fancied some chunky stuff. I feel like this would be really good for like anthuriums, you know, that sort of vibe. And then I wanted to get some more clear pots as well because I found myself lacking in the clear pot department. And I really like a good, nice 12 centimeter ones. These were kind of expensive, to be honest, kind of annoying. And that's why I've never really like gone and bought clear pots before, except for the aroid tower ones. But I find these actually are better in a lot of situations, the round ones, than the aroid tower ones. So got myself some of these and bit the bullet, whatever. Also in that order, I got this. At the time of ordering, I didn't actually need this, but I will need it for some of my chores today. Good old isopropyl alcohol, 99%. I will need this for spider mite treatments. I used the last of mine when I was wiping down my big monstera and the melanonii for thrips. But I will use this in a solution later today. So it's actually quite a good thing that I got more of it. And a nice 5-liter bucket of it because gotta have a lot, right? I'm pretty sure this is fertilizer. And like a specific type of fertilizer, a very phosphorus-y one, because when I was speaking to Ashley about, oh my gosh, actually that's quite a large bag. I wasn't expecting it to be so big. When I was speaking to Ashley about my Ilsamanii, she basically recommended a very high phosphorus fertilizer because that'll do really good things for the variegation apparently in Ilsamanii. Typically I think it's normally for root growth, but you know, we've gone for it. I got this literal smallest pack I could because I don't think I'm going to use it on all of my plants. So this fertilizer is 12-36-12 NPK, which is kind of intense. I'm going to dilute it to like a third strength even because Ashley recommended like 4-10-3 or something. So I figured this should be good enough for that. I don't know. I'm trying things, y'all. I'm trying things. And then the last package, the big one, this is for a project that I'm not going to be doing today, but I will be doing very soon. I got some more Grow Gang lights. I actually got their like pendant ones, the Claria, don't know how they say it, but the kind that you like hang down. Oh my gosh. So these kind of remind me of the Soltech aspect that I have in the office, but oh, those look so nice. So my plan for the future for these is to hang them up above the sideboard, because right now I only have these mother grow lights here, and I feel like it's not providing quite enough light for my plants most of the time. And it's like always light from the side as well, when I would kind of like some light from above as well. So I got 2 of these clarias to put up over that, as well as the bamboo light bracket to hang them over the sideboard. We'll see if that works out. So like I said, not gonna happen today because I want Joe's help with it, because though I am the drill owner in our household, I find it really useful because our walls are like really, really thick and you really need a lot of pressure and it creates so much dust. And so whenever I install anything on the wall, it's best to do it with Joe, because then he can sit with the hoover underneath it and like hoover that up while I'm actually drilling. So that's a job for another day because he's in the office, but I'm actually really excited to try these out because I have heard really good things about them. I think I have a discount code with them. I will link it down below. I'll link everything I talk about or show or whatever down below in the description. I always do. If you're ever looking for anything I talk about in my videos, it's almost always down below in the description. So always look there because I have links and I've got discount codes for like so many things as well. So excited to give these a go in the future. New projects. That's exciting. You know what else I need to do that I actually just remembered? I need to mail a plant. Let me grab it. Where did I put that? Where did I put it? Found it. Turns out I forgot that I put it into my pond box. It's my little Aslanii. Focus, there we go. My little Aslanii. I popped it back into the pond box because I wanted to keep it safe. But let's prep this one to go on a little journey. Okay, so I'm gonna use the double cup method to kind of make a little container for this one, because I feel like that will be the best for it. And I'm just gonna put a bit more semi-hydro at the bottom. Kind of make this like a no drainage container, so the person who is getting this can just leave it in this cup if they want to. And in theory, I could put water in the bottom of this cup, but because I don't know if it's gonna get turned around in shipping or whatever, I'd rather just not. So I'm just gonna pop some fluff all around this to hold the semi-hydro in place, as well as to keep the leaf safe. Like that. And then we can go like that. Let me put a bit more in the top. Like that. Like safe and secure in there. Like things aren't gonna go anywhere. All good. So I'm just gonna tape this closed so it stays nice and safe. And I'm actually gonna go all the way around. And this isn't the most elegant of packaging in the world, but it does the job. Also, my semi-hydro is like a little bit damp, so it should be fine for like a day in the mail. I'm not worried about it. And then I can pop it into this box with a little bit of paper to like fill out the space so it doesn't like move about in here. I kind of just use supplies that I get from other random packages like paper or bubble wrap or the fluff. Just whatever I can get my hands on. I really don't like buying packaging because I'm obviously not like a plant seller. That's like not my job. And I suppose probably most of you aren't either. And so it wouldn't make sense for us to like go out and buy nice boxes. Nah, I'm using the stuff that I already have because why not? Why not give this stuff another life? So, shake test. You hear nothing. silence. I know you're probably not supposed to do that, but you can just give it like a little one of these. Because let's be honest, is the post office going to treat this with the utmost care and respect? Probably not, unfortunately. Like, I could put as many fragile labels on this as I want, and like, you never know what'll happen. So I'd rather just make sure it is the most secure thing ever. Because I bet you, even though it has like this way up and keep dry, and I could write fragile on it, I can write live plants on it, all I want, they're still gonna like chuck it in and it'll just be whatever way it is. You know? Like, this better than nothing? Yes. But like, it's just a shame that that's the case. So, we can run to the post office now quickly and post this, which will be good. Hey, Cosmo. Hey, you wanna come say hi? Look how big he's gotten. He's gotten so big. Cosmo. Hi, sweetie baby. Come here, my sweetie. Oh, yes. He's such a purr monster. Look at the little fella. Okay, let's go to the post office. It's an absolutely gorgeous day today. Look at that sunshine. I love it. It's properly turned autumn here in the past, like, week or two, and it's been kind of cold and dreary, but at least today we have sunshine. If it has to be cold, at least let the sun be out. Those are the kind of days I can actually appreciate during this time of year. But yeah, glad that it's sunny now and we can get these posted and get back to doing the plant tours. Okay, so these are warm enough now, and I'm gonna be using my big 5-liter sprayer. And yes, I know I could, in theory, dilute this much further, but I found one sprayer tends to be enough for me to get through my whole collection, because I'm not watering the plants like a full normal water. I did a big water yesterday in preparation for this, because you want the soil to be moist before you do the nematodes. So it's not like I'm trying to water my plants. I am just trying to add like a little bit of this into each and every plant in order to get them evenly dispersed throughout. So let me just make sure that the water's not cold. All right, this should be, in theory, fine. And I do have that like other set of nematodes if I really do need more, but like I said, this should be good just to like give a little bit to each. So, who's ready for a watering montage? I really hate carrying this thing around. It is so freaking annoying. It's so heavy and like I hate pumping it. I really don't like this thing. It's useful for this and this alone. This is the only time I ever use this thing. So, let's go water. Another reason why I might need to not dilute this any further is because I do have a lot of plants in semi-hydro, and you wouldn't use this with semi-hydro, it just wouldn't work, and also fungus gnats don't really reproduce in semi-hydro, so it's like not really a big deal. So that's another pro for using semi-hydro, less likely to get fungus gnats. So let's speed round this.
Shows like parks and recreation. You just ended a long-term thing, and that was just a fling. Meant nothing, yeah, just a fling and meant nothing. Starfield sky, late September night, a twist of fate, your warm embrace. Yeah, I
I've nearly run out, so I'm just gonna add a tiny bit more water to dilute this a little bit further just to like do these final bits, but I think I should be able to make it. I just about made it. I probably should have like refilled the thing maybe like halfway through, because obviously I can dilute this further and that would be fine. So maybe I should have put a little bit more water in sooner, but I think it'll be okay. And the other thing I need to do for fungus gnats now is yellow sticky traps, because the nematodes only deal with the like eggs and larvae. We need to kill the adults as well. So let me grab my sticky traps and we can put those up throughout as well. Oh, also I didn't have enough to go through and do all of the moss poles with the nematodes. I know it doesn't really work the same in moss poles. I know fungus gnats live in my moss poles, so it's not ideal. So I think for the most part I am just gonna have to deal with sticky traps around them in order to hopefully catch some fungus gnats. It's not ideal, but it is what it is. I've just got these guys, which I have cut from larger sheets down, and hopefully I think I should have enough to manage the rest of this. The one good thing about having fungus gnats though is that at least my pinguiculas are getting fed over here. Also, can we quickly just look at how gigantic my new pally leaf is? It is so, so nice. So I think this was the last big one, or was it this one? I can kind of like unstring them up now, I guess. But the last ones, they were quite big, but this one, I feel like it's just so chunky and wide compared to the previous ones. Like, she's not fully hardened off yet. I don't think she's gonna get much longer, but let me get a measuring tape. We can see how big. From tip to top, oh my goodness, 74 centimeters. That's insane. What was the last one? The last one was 72, I think. Yeah, so they've all been around 70, 72. So maybe this one still has a little bit to go, but maybe it's just focused on being a little bit wider rather than longer. I don't know. I don't mind. I'm just happy with like how freaking insane this leaf is. Okay, so let's take some stuff off. I've done nematodes. I've done my supplies haul. I went to the post office. Who adds stuff to their to-do list just to take it off, because that was not on my original to-do list. Now, I think I want to treat my spider mites, because that's like a pressing issue. Like moving plants around, yeah, it needs to happen eventually, but like spider mites is a pressing issue. So we can mix up some alcohol solution and wipe them all down. I feel like I should just do all of them in my cabinet. Maybe I should just do all of them and give things a wipe, because I know I've spilled some things in semi-hydro in the cabinet, so giving it a bit of a clean wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. So this is the variegated Plummonii where I found these spider mites, and look at this, they're all over this leaf. I think they're the red kind, and there's a little bit of webbing in here, but it does not look good, unfortunately. So I've got 200 ml of water here, and I'm just gonna put in 100 ml of the isopropyl alcohol just to mix in there, and then a bit of Horty soap. Mix it about a bit. And I think because I have some velvety plants in the cabinet, I'm going to use my makeup brush to wipe them all down. I feel like that would be the easiest of options. So we can start with the main offender, and I'm actually going to remove the like leaf with the majority of the damage on it, because this is a variegated Plummonii. You can kind of see it there, but this leaf is not particularly variegated, so it's not like the end of the world to not have that on there, but I am just going to wet the crap out of it with the alcohol solution before I bin it, because I want them all to die anyways. I'm going to make a space on here. Or I can put the plants to dry as well, because they might get a bit drippy. I'm glad at the very least that I have been able to get this one to, one, go back to being variegated, because the newest leaf it has put out for me is quite a lovely variegated one, so that is a win. But also, I've been able to like get it to actually climb this pole, which I think is pretty good, because I'm pretty sure Plumoniae are meant to be crawlers, so I'll kind of take what I can get in that department. And I probably could wear gloves to do this, but you know, we're here now and we're just going with it. Maybe this is a sign for me to get some predatory mites for spider mites as well, because I've been doing the thrips ones pretty much for the past year very solidly, and it's meant that I've not really had any sort of pest issues thrips wise. Like, it's got rid of most of my problem really, which is great. I mean, that's kind of what we want out of any sort of pest prevention, pest treatment, whatever. And so very happy with that. But I haven't been doing it for spider mites. I've just been kind of managing them like randomly, and like I'll only ever get them every now and then. Spider mites are by far not my most common pest. I really do not get them that often. I guess we just go through and do all of these. But yeah, I really don't get spider mites that frequently at all. So it's never really been something I've had to like worry about on the regular. And I don't know. Okay, well, I was thinking about repotting this one anyway, because that's the job for today. I also just find spider mite damage isn't as intense for me as thrip damage. I don't know if that's what everybody else finds. I just also feel them like not like easy to deal with, but like slightly more manageable to deal with than thrips. I don't know why. I feel like thrips have just been so much more pervasive for me, and like I find them so much harder to get rid of. With spider mites, just doing this sort of like alcohol wipe has worked wonders for me, and I've like not really had any issues since. Also, side note, my Bisma's back. Sorry, my camera battery died, but my Bisma is back. She's doing so well in there, and there's another new leaf, which is fantastic. Good thing I put the mat down here, because I massively spilled. What was I saying? Oh yeah, spider mites, I find them slightly easier to treat. And yeah, I do. I just do. But also, I don't know if I would be giving this full treatment to everything in here if I didn't have so many alocasias in the cabinet. Alocasias are super duper spider mite prone, like from what people say. Luckily, like I said, I don't really have too many of them, so it's not really an issue. Oh, Cosmo's joined us. Can you see him down there? It's not really an issue, but I'd rather be safe than sorry, because if I don't want my whole allocator collection to be messed up with spider mites. So the thing is, the plants closest to the Plumoniae don't look like they have spider mites on them. Also, Cosmo, please don't go in the cabinet. I really beg you, please do not. Hey, no. I've taken the door off, so it's easier for me to like sit here and get the plants out easily. But I just don't want him to go in. Okay, you going away? You gonna go sit in the cupboard? Fine. I just don't want my whole alocasia collection to get messed up, because they're some of my absolute favorites. If you haven't gone and watched my alocasia ranking video, I highly recommend you go and do that because there's some absolutely gorgeous ones. I can't believe I put 25 alocasias. Well, 24 now that I've sent that Aslanii away. But like, I have so many and they're so pretty. You can hang out with me. I know it's nearly your lunchtime, isn't it? But so many plants to deal with. I feel like I'm gonna have to do them in batches because I want them to kind of like dry between putting them in and out. So maybe I'll do all of the top at once and then I can do the bottom after lunch, I think would be my preference. Just to let them dry a bit. But yeah, none of the ones close. It's just the Pommonii. I've not seen any spider mites on any other leaves at all. So weird and like random. Spider mites can lay dormant for like freaking ever. I really dislike that they can lay dormant for so long without like laying eggs or whatever, or like without dying. It is absolutely terrifying. It's like a year or something silly. Oh, I'm glad they're not my main problem, but maybe after this, because I'll probably have to repeat this, or I should repeat this once a week for probably like 4 or 5 weeks, just to go through the whole life cycle of a spider mite, which is kind of annoying. Wouldn't be my preferred thing, but that's kind of what happens when you have plants. You have to take care of them. And so if it's the care that needs to be done, I will friggin' do it. And also cleaning the cabinet will probably be a really good idea because I'm pretty sure spider mites can like hang out off of your plants. They can like live in your soil and stuff. They can hang out off of your plants. And so cleaning the glass at the very least next to where the spider mites were pressed up against, very, very, very important. Last few of the top section here is just a couple of Hoyas, which I personally have not had any issues with spider mites on Hoyas ever. Occasionally I might find a thrip, but I've not, like, I feel like the leaves, at least for the spider mites that I have in my home, aren't thin enough for them to sort of get their little teeths in or whatever they have. So I'm just going to kind of roughly do this. And also, so that's alcohol should kill any spider mites on contact. Oh, hello. You want to be the star of the video? It should kill any spider mites on contact. So even if I like have some on this brush is going in and out of alcohol, so it shouldn't really be an issue. So that's the entire top section done. I can go in and clean the top and then wait for these to dry a little bit, maybe give them like half an hour or so, basically while I eat my lunch, and then they can go back in and we can do the ones on the bottom. That being said, I haven't seen any spider mites on the bottom, but just gravity means that if one of them falls off and goes down to the bottom, better safe than sorry, you know? Like, it just, I'd rather be careful. So we can do that.
Waterfall by
Everything's back in the cabinet now. It is looking so good. So we've gotten to the point where these euphorbias are just too big for this spot. So I figured the best place to probably put them, given this grow light is normally on, this is a growing Pianta bulb, the best place to put them would be on this because that's the space with the most room above it, I think, with a strong grow light. So right now they are in front of a Pianta bulb, the black one back there. And so I feel like this is the closest to same conditions that I can possibly give it. I did have a bunch of like empty pots and stuff on here, but I just shifted them off because I can put plants on here instead. I could just put these in my cupboard of chaos. I never really show this because it is just so like, this is my like planty supplies and stuff, like with spray bottles, all these random like fertilizers and pest stuff, and then this is like all of my pots and stuff, and I have way too many up there, and just like prop vessels and like crap. And then on the floor I've got all kinds of like potting mats and moss poles and more pots and what's this, hydrogen peroxide. It's gotten really chaotic and I really hate it in here. But oh yeah, on this level I've got my running shoes in addition to my pond boiling stuff, extra moisture meters, self-watering pots, just like all this stuff, and I don't really ever feel like organizing this space, so I never will, but I think I'm gonna need to put those pots that were on the side in here somewhere. But let's see if we can pull these down. More empty pots, good. Let's see if we can pull these down without breaking them. I'm definitely just rubbing it across the ceiling, unfortunately. Okay. This one, oh my gosh, it has not been happy with that. It's definitely putting out some of the like lactation stuff. But this one has doubled in size since I got it in May. Euphorbia, lactea, whatever it is, they grow like crazy. Like I cannot believe how much that has grown. And I feel like that spot should be okay. This one's also not gonna like this. But this one's actually a little bit shorter. I think it's ever so slightly slower growing because it is a highly variegated one. But they're the same height now. How crazy is that? They're the same freaking height. So I think I'm gonna put the variegated one closer to the grow light. The annoying thing is the spikes just like touch everything and like rip leaves and stuff, which I don't particularly want, but that can go there, I think. And then we can turn this grow light back on. Is that gonna be okay for them? I mean, hopefully it'll be fine. If it's not, I can always move them again. It's not like this is the only chance I ever get with these, but it was so important because you can like literally see where this one was touching the ceiling up top there. So hopefully this will be fine for now. I just want to make sure I don't like catch myself on this one, or Joe catches himself, because obviously this is a room that gets used in our house. But I guess I have more room up at the top now. I don't really have anything I want to put up there though, because it can't be too tall, and I don't want to put more moss pole stuff up there. So I think it might just have to be a little bit empty at the minute, which is fine. It doesn't need to be filled. But you know what I want to move? The Glorious. This is my Philodendron Glorious here, and yes, while she is still absolutely glorious, she has gotten, oh, I just snapped a massive branch, whoops. Okay, well, I was thinking about pruning her anyway. Oops, I snapped, let's see, this branch off here by lifting it up, unfortunately. That sucks. While she is still very glorious, she's just gotten a little bit out of control, taller than I am. So I'm 5'9", so she's probably like 6'5" or something. She's big and beautiful, and I should probably dust her as well. And I suppose check for pests. I mean, I don't see anything too negative looking. But it's probably for the best that she got chopped there. But I think I'm gonna have to put this on the ground in the bedroom because she can't stand on the plant stand anymore. She's just too big. So let's see if we can make space for her in there because I miss having her in the bedroom. So I think I want to keep her in this zone where she was before, but I don't think she'll fit on top. She's not going to fit on top of this stool. I might actually move the Rearranging tetrasperma to behind where the camera is, where I had it last. And I could maybe put that on a plant stand. We'll see. All I know is this will not fit with the Glorious. Let's just see, because I might be able to put my Cebu Blue in here as well. If I can, that would be great. Oh my gosh. Is this just gonna take over my entire desk space though, is the question. If I put it right here. I mean, no, it's actually not that bad, and I've definitely missed it being here. So maybe we leave it. I definitely can't put the plant stand underneath it though. So I think that's just gonna have to be where it is. And I'm not using, let me see if the Cebu Blue even looks good on the stool. I mean, you can't even see it, so does it even really matter if it looks good or not? That's the problem with the dubia being so big. So I decided to take the Cebu Blue back out and just have the Glorious as sort of a big centerpiece in this, and then it doesn't get too far into my desk space. And the dubia will just stay here for now. I do feel like I kind of want to cut it. Maybe I'll cut it right now because the top of it's not amazing and it hasn't been for a minute. So I'm just gonna chop her there and take that away because, like, look at that. That's not solid leaves, and hopefully it'll grow a new growth point from that and be so much happier. So this is what the office is looking like now. I decided to pop my Rearranging tetrasperma in here as well with the Cebu Blue, and while this isn't ideal, I feel like they should do fine in here, and I'll have to make sure that I stay on top of watering because especially this one, which had the IKEA thing on it, is like really dry. To be honest, I should probably put that in the shower, but I really don't feel like doing that today. So they're just gonna be in here for now, and I think it looks all right. I'm so glad to have the Glorious back here though. I feel like it looks so nice. Like this is where it was truly meant to be. Actually being able to be shown off like it is here. Okay, checking back in with my list. I've moved the Glorious, I chopped the dubia, I moved the euphorbias, and I've treated spider mites. The last thing that I want to do was actually not on this list, but I think I may as well try because I think I've got some alocasia corms just like around and about my collection, so we can do a little alocasia corm hunt and then I can properly try Fluval again. With alocasia corms, the way that everybody tells me is like their favorite frickin' way. So let's go do some hunting and then we can pot them up together. Okay? Cool. I'm nervous. So this is my haul without like unpotting anything. I've been able to find, what is it, 6 corms, which I'd say is actually not that bad. I'm sure I could go in and find some more if I fancied repotting some stuff. Whoops. But I genuinely really don't fancy that. So we're just gonna go with these. I've also got a pot here with some corms in it that haven't sprouted in semi-hydro, so I could put some of those in as well. But I've got 2 containers. This one is what I was storing my previous Fluval in, the stuff that I got in a trade from a friend. I traded some tree fern fibers for some Fluval because they're both so expensive. So it was a good trade, I think. And I'm nearly out, so that's why I needed to get a big bag. And then I've got this cup with a lid because I was looking on Instagram and basically everyone who did Fluval with corms, like, or not everyone, but like most people did it with a lid. So I'm just gonna fill these up a little bit with the Fluval. Also, I did take the little ends off the corms because I don't think they need to be in there. And I'm just going to pop these. Can you even see that? I'm just gonna pop these on the top of the soil. And they're all gonna be mystery corms because I don't remember what any of them are. I just took them from random plants and that's gonna have to be okay. So 4 in that one. I'll put the lid on in a second. And then I can put some in this one as well. Yeah, Cosmo, not for you. Come on, off of here. Yeah, you, okay. Let me take a couple out of this as well, because these haven't rooted. They still feel firm, so like I'm not worried about them, but sometimes some corms just like take time. So put that, and that. Dun, dun, dun. There we go. And then I'm just going to water these. Oh, I don't know if that was too much water or not, but we're just gonna go with that for now and pop the lids on. And I think I'm actually gonna put them in the Mills bow so they can stay under the grow light. I think that would be good for them, and I can update you on them in an upcoming video. I'm just gonna pop these in this little space here where I can keep an eye on them. Like not super closely, but close enough where I can like see what's going on and make sure that they're staying hydrated. I think is probably the most important thing. Hopefully they work. I'm really unsure. There we go. I have my fingers crossed for those. I don't see why they wouldn't work as long as I make sure that they stay hydrated enough. In theory, they should be fine. It should be like any sort of other semi-hydro thing, even though I know is Fluval like slightly more of an organic substrate? I feel like it is. I feel like it can go like soggy and gross, whereas like perlite or pond or something can't go soggy. Like it doesn't break down like Fluval does. So hopefully that works. I will keep you updated on those. But for now, I have gotten everything I wanted to do today done, and I'm very proud of myself for it. So thank you so much for being here. I also want to say a huge thank you to the newest member of my Good Growing fam over on Patreon, Katie. Thanks so much for joining in. I hope you love all the bonus content and the live chats and access to the Discord server and all of the fun stuff you get over there. If anyone else is interested in joining, the lowest tier is £3 a month, and for that you get pretty much the bulk of everything. That's my main chunk tier. So the link is down below in the description if you're interested, but totally cool if that is not your jam. Otherwise, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up down below and leave a comment on other houseplanty things you'd like me to talk about in the future, and subscribe for more. I hope you're having a fantastic day, and I will see you in the next one. Don't forget to keep growing. Bye!